First, I'd like to thank President Carroll for letting me off the hook of trying any bad jokes. He's already given us some good. It gives me a great pleasure to do this because, quite frankly, Hugh McElwain is the reason that I am at Dominican. I mean that in a literal sense. About 20 years ago, Hugh invited me to take his place in the classroom when he had been named dean. But I also mean it in a more important and a larger sense that I think perhaps all of us can share. What Hugh has been to Dominican is what in some way we all hope to be. And what has he been to Dominican? I could say a lot of things about Hugh and tell some wonderful stories perhaps. But I want to focus on one quality that Don has already lifted up. What I would call constancy with content. 80% of life, Woody Allen informs us, is just showing up. Who has been as consistent, as dependable, as constant in showing up as Hugh has for over 40 years? Showing up for class, for meetings, for soccer and volleyball games, for community-based learning, showing up in the dean's office when called upon, showing up in his home and at school when he was suffering quite an illness, showing up with students in Rome or at the School of the Americas in protest, showing up day after day simply to be a colleague and a friend, as he certainly has been to me. But life is more than showing up. It is showing up with something, not only an open mind and an open heart, which Hugh has, but also with something to give, content to go with the consistency, if you will. Of the many things that Hugh has brought, I want to focus on just three, because they are so crucial not only to our educational mission, but also to our world. In the interest of time, you'll have to stand for all the rest. What I am referring to are three deep concerns that, like intertwined strands, scholarly and pedagogical, yet never simply academic, have run through Hugh's life at Dominican and Rosary and before. The first of these strands, beginning, I suppose, with the violence of Irish struggles and a dissertation on St. Augustine's thoughts on the war, is Hugh's deep and abiding commitment to peace with justice. I do not think Hugh would disagree if I said that he counts Mohandas Gandhi and Martin Luther King and Dorothy Day as three of the brightest Dominican stars that light his way. The second strand is his commitment to tell and retell the Christian story, but always in dialogue with other religious traditions. If today interfaith conversation and study are prominent at Dominican as they are, and becoming more so, this is due in part to the fact that Hugh was thinking about and acting on these things years and years ago. For instance, in courses on Buddhism at the University of Chicago. He was thinking about these things perhaps even before Ibu Patel was born. The third strand is his engagement of science. Inspired by the Jesuit paleontologist and theologian and poet Teilhard de Chardin, inspired by him well over half a century ago, Hugh has never stopped thinking and reading about such things as evolution, the stars, and the human brain. It is no accident that the Albertus Magnus Society is thriving on our campus today. I hope you know that. For there are a number of other strands of concern, other gifts that we might recall this evening. But together, these strands will forever bind us in gratitude and inspiration as each of us seeks to show up and to live the life of Caritas and Veritas that Hugh has inspired generations of students and all of us to live. Hugh, I thank you. We thank you for that and so much more.